We have new information on what led to an officer-involved shooting in Grand Chute.
Investigators today releasing the name of the suspect, saying he was shot after showing a fake handgun. In a First Alert update, Jason Zimmerman has those new details. He's live in Grand Chute. Jason.
Jeff, this all started with police attempting to execute an arrest warrant at the apartment complex right behind me. Today that scene is clear, but investigators were out here for much of the afternoon and evening yesterday. Now, the person taken into custody has been identified as 34-year-old Pierce Donley Folkerts. He's from the Green Bay area, and his warrant was tied to active felony and parole violations. Police also releasing this image of a fake gun today that Folkerts had displayed, which was confirmed by witness statements and camera footage. During the incident, Grand Chute Police said Folkerts continued to ignore officers' commands to drop the gun, and Lieutenant Russ Blahnik fired his duty weapon to stop what police called an active threat. Folkerts was struck in a lower leg area by 2 bullets. Officers rendered aid before Folkerts was transported to a local hospital for treatment. His injuries are not considered to be life-threatening. Now, the full investigation report is being conducted by the Outagamie County Sheriff's Department, and it could be weeks, if not months, before all the details of what happened come out. Reporting live in Grand Chute, Jason Zimmerman, Action 2 News.